Hi guys, welcome down to Quest Golf Studio. Here myself, Rick Shiels, and I've got some guests, some experts in their field of hitting the ball a long way. We've got Peter Finch, Mr. 350 himself, even though he's slightly injured, and we've got me and my golf, we've got Piers and Andy, and we're going to do 3 tips from these fantastic experts of how you can bomb your driver. We're going to do setup, transition, impact, backswing, transition. Right, so we're going to start off with Peter Finch first.
Well, thank you very much.
We'll step out your way.
The floor is yours.
You can do setup because he doesn't hurt his wrist.
Pete is injured at the moment, so he's down. He's been relegated to setup.
Yeah, we're all talking about all the exciting things to do, and I chose to do setup.
Is this your 50th setup video?
Pretty much, yeah.
Makes a change from putting.
I've gone from fade the ball 5-yard setup, fade the ball 10-yard setup. So, bombing the driver. Now, setup, as I will tell you, and everyone will tell you who knows anything about hitting the driver a long way, is the most important part of bombing your driver. Level my bit up a little bit.
Whatever you think.
Basically, when you're trying to bomb the driver as far as possible, you've got to get your body ready. Because at the end of the day, if you're trying to hit it, thank you very much.
The ball's scared.
If you're trying to hit it as hard as possible, you need your body to be able to cope with the amount of strain that you're going to put on it. But also, actually getting your body into a position which is going to encourage you to hit certain positions within your swing as well. Now,
it is, in truth be told, it's very overlooked section. Setup. You can see when a golfer sets up to a ball, you can just tell they're going to actually hit it a long way. The way they actually look like strong and balanced and everything else.
You can almost predict the numbers by looking at what they're doing on the setup.
You can change those numbers and change that swing and that delivery by the setup.
So often that we give lessons kind of down here where people are struggling with a part of their swing trying to hit further, for example. Just changing the setup can make a massive difference.
Yeah.
So getting a kind of good stable base is probably the first. I won't talk too much about grip, depending on what you're trying to do with your shot shape and all the rest of it. But with the stance, you want it nice and wide, not so wide that you can't kind of transfer weight anywhere, but definitely just outside shoulder width. Now, the easiest way to do that, and you can kind of couple this up with your ball position, is just start with your feet together, pointing at the ball. Just take a tiny step left, and as you do so, just spread out that left foot. So you know your ball position is pretty much going to be on your left heel. Then you want to be taking a much wider step with your right foot, so it's pretty much just outside shoulder width.
Quiz for you. Why open up your left foot?
Why open up my left foot?
This is quiz, this is the mic.
Well, Rick, as this is all about setup and how it can influence your swing, as you open up that left heel, it's going to allow your body to turn through much more. If that left heel is turned in, well, thank you very much. Do I get it right? It's just a chase. As you turn through, if that left foot's turned inwards, you're not going to be able to rotate against it. So that's why having that left foot out is very, very important.
For everyone that wanted to ask that question.
I was going to go.
Next.
So you've got that nice kind of wide, stable base. Now the whole point of having a stable base is you're going to be putting a lot of force in this swing and you need to draw your power upwards from the ground. If that stance is too narrow, your balance isn't going to be what it needs to be and the rest of the technique will suffer. So again, that nice, wide, stable base, you want your weight pretty even kind of in between your feet. You don't want to be kind of favouring one side or the other generally. But as you're getting set up, because that ball position is forward and because you're taking that bigger step with the right foot, sternum position is now behind the ball. Now that's important because you want your low point of your swing to be just before, because to hit the most consistent and the most powerful drives, generally you want them hitting up and from the inside.
Fantastic.
I
can see now, guys, why you do 60 seconds.
No, this isn't 60 seconds.
Well, you got the easy bits, so I just take it.
He's just milking what he can get now, isn't he?
It's all about Pete.
So once you're in that position, probably the last thing I will say, just before I leave you guys, is that sternum position, yes, behind the ball. Now, if you want to be encouraging that slightly inside path with that slightly up kind of angle of attack, just getting that left shoulder a little bit higher, so having that little bit of shoulder tilt in the setup is going to tilt that spine angle away from the target and move your sternum even more, just slightly behind.
One more question before you hit that. Why, when you tilt your body, does your weight shift within your feet? Does it move much? Because you mentioned before about staying 50-50.
It depends how you do it, because you can shift your spine angle by really just moving all your weight on your right side, but you can keep your weight very even and tilt your shoulders.
Correct answer.
Thank you very much. I'm on fire.
Do you want to hit one?
Yes. Now I am injured, so I don't think I'll be quite full.
This is Pete bombing his driver. First shot you've seen from him for maybe weeks.
So I'll just go through that setup. Left foot out, right foot step, a little bit of tilt, shoulders nice and square, weight nice and even, nice smooth flowing swing.
Wow, smash!
290 yards at that speed. It was good, isn't it, that?
I mean, I've got to myself back myself.
It's all about the setup. All about the setup. Well, thank you very much, Peter. That was a very well explained setup.
Not a problem. Who am I giving the floor over to?
You're passing it on to me.
So Andy Crowder, we have got time. We have got time.
How long does YouTube allow for video?
We apologise. Yeah, I've just been promoted to 2-hour videos. So Andy, what we're going to talk about?
Right, we're talking about backswing, and Pete's just handed it over to me nicely there because he's set us up in a perfect position there to load the backswing. So loading the backswing is really all about getting you turning into your trail hip. Now, so often you talked about the setup thing with maybe people being a little bit too much maybe this way. We're going to really see if we can create a better spine angle in the golf ball to help again to hit the golf ball on the way up. And the longest hitters in the world all do this, hit their golf ball on the way up. So from this neutral setup now that Peter's just demonstrated beautifully, what we're going to do to get this spine angle in a position where it's leaning more this way at the top of the golf swing is we're going to feel or imagine that we've got a fence up to our waist here. All I'm going to do here is I'm going to swing back, good stable lower body. What I'm going to feel is if I can reach and stretch over that fence with my upper body. So you can see now I've really got to stretch away. I'm going to feel the weight really loaded into this trail hip, and from here now it's so easy to sequence the downswing with your lower body, but also get the low point early and sort of bottom out before, so I can get that attack angle on the way.
Question about the fence.
Question, here we go.
When you're moving the body to the right over that fence, how much does your lower body move that way as well? So how much does your weight transfer onto the right? So we started quite evenly. How much does your weight transfer over?
Great question. So the lower body is actually going to be very stable. I do not want any of this movement, but the pressure in the feet, the pressure in the ground as I wind up into this backswing here, the pressure is going to get up to hopefully sort of 80-90%. The longest hitters in the world all get the pressure into this trail side at the top of the backswing.
The wording then was winding up into the backswing. I think it's so important, that word, because again a lot of players will try and actually just transfer the weight onto that right hand side, and that end up being counterproductive because you end up creating no speed.
Yeah, and there's a big difference with weight shift, as you're just talking about there, and pressure shift, where I am creating this torque and winding up and getting the pressure where it's pushing off this right side to allow me to go back.
Because as much as Andy can still look relatively central with a slight tilt, as he moves his pressure onto his right, let's say using force plates, about 80% into that right foot, but it wouldn't visually look like that all the time, would it? It's not like he's going just like this onto the right foot. Yeah. So it's so important, it's the winding up into the backswing.
Yeah, and we see so often that, you know, starting from the setup, people get the spine this way, and then at the top of the swing they get the spine this way, and the pressure really hasn't shifted onto that.
Almost turns into the other way. Definitely. Do you want to give one a smash?
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to reach over the fence on this one, get that spine angle tilted away. I'm going to give this one some speed as well if I can. Here we go.
Oh! That is
beauty.
Gotta be 300.
There we go.
Just up to 300. Nice drive, sir.
Award.
Right, thanks Andy.
Thank you.
Very well described. Just a little side note, guys. These got Me and My Golf, biggest YouTube channel in golf. They have got a massive series coming up about how to hit your driver a long way as well. Is that posting?
Going live next Monday.
Yeah, so quick soon, yeah. Go long. Yeah, go long video series. So yeah, thank you, Rick.
So if you want to check out more of this, a bit of an extended version. This is just a bit of a snapshot. So here's what we're going to talk about.
I don't think to talk about anything, do I? I've got a perfect setup now. I've got a perfect backswing.
That's all you need to do. Just get to the top and then just go.
Just do that. Okay, so we're going to talk about the transition. So transition is the part between the backswing and the downswing. So many people, when they have this mindset of wanting to hit the golf ball hard, will get to the top of the backswing, and it will always happen in a rush, if that makes sense. So we often see that, you know, hitting the ball hard, upper body, arms, yanking the club down, trying to get that club head speed instantaneously in the downswing. Whereas if you know anything about the sequence, so the sequence is the order that the body moves in the downswing, you'd want the ground to be the start of that sequence. So imagine from the ground, sort of going through the feet, the knees, the hips, the shoulders, into the torso, shoulders, then into the arms, then the hand and the club. Hope that made sense. So
that's highlighted most in golfers that aren't physically that strong a lot of the time. You know, I'll openly admit I'm not physically strong, but I can hit the ball a long way just because I use that sequencing quite well.
Use the ground all the way up to the club.
And what we've seen in the swing analysis that you'll see on Me and My Golf channel as well is that I rotate massively over the fence on the way back, and then use that sequencing as hard as I can on the way down to generate club head speed.
Yeah.
And you see it a lot in even the LPGA. You know, the players on there, they're not strong, muscly, girls, but they hit it unbelievable distances because their sequencing on the way down is just sensational.
Yeah, a good way to think of the sequences, we may as well get into it now a little bit, is it's like a relay race. So in a relay race, we have 4 runners. Think of runner number 1, the legs, 2, the torso, 3, the arms, 4, the hand and the club. Now, if you go in order in a relay race, not only do you finish the race, you actually get round quickly. So think of a sort of a relay race when people try and hit it with their arms first in the downswing. That's like getting your number 3 and 4 runner going first. Yeah. Now, unless they're Johan Blake and Usain Bolt, they're probably not going to win that race. So we're not all those guys.
And you see that again in really muscly guys. Often you'll see them at the driving range, like really strong muscly guys. Actually not being able to hit it 200 yards.
Exactly.
Because they try and smash it with their arms, but there's no actual body rotation. You know, your body muscles are much stronger than your arm muscles in general. Certainly your leg muscles.
Definitely. It's all about that link. You link them all together and, it works really well. So I think the key thing that I will say to people is that you get to the top of the backswing. I mean, is it Matsuyama has that little bit of a delay at the top,
absolutely.
where his hands and arms are at the top.
Have a cup of tea.
When
he's hitting that.
Oh, unbelievable! But if you can actually feel as though there is a slight delay or a pause, or at least just wait for it a little bit at the top, let that body go first, and then let the club come in. And I'm going to hit this one hard when I hit this one in a moment, but I'm definitely going to feel as I'm not going to snatch from the top. There's almost going to be a slight delay. It's going to feel
some of your best drives, Pierce, is when you've had that arm delay, haven't they?
Yeah,
those soft
definitely.
arms where you felt the body go, and these arms are just sort of delaying.
Arm delay. They're hanging on for the ride, and then they apply the power sort of down in this area here, not from up here.
Any questions from the floor? I'm out of questions here at the moment. I'm struggling.
I think I'm good. I think
you've nailed it. I think you've nailed it. I've got no questions on that. Right, let's give it a rip.
All right, then here we go. So
to beat.
300 to beat. Delay. Well, it should be okay because I've learned from these guys already. So I should actually get this one over 300. Here we go.
Ooh, nice.
That is nice. Just coming back towards the middle. Oh, good drive. 309.
It's only because of these great guys here first.
So guys, hopefully that's going to make a lot of sense to you. That was a little kind of, again, a step-by-step of how to bomb your driver by, experts. These guys do hit it an awful long way. Not many times I'm in company when guys can match me or hit it longer than me. Match. I've mainly hit it faster. So guys, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please do click up the thumbs up. Comment below. Have these pieces of advice helped you? I'd love to come back to this video after you've been to driving range and tell me if you've been hitting it past your mates. And thank these guys for it. To thank these guys, subscribe to their channels. Subscribe to Pete. Subscribe to Me and My Golf. And if you are new to my channel, coming over from Me and My Golf, subscribe to me as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully that's going to help you bomb your driver. And we've got loads more videos to come. And we'll see you soon. Well done, guys.
Thanks. Cheers, Ricky.
No problem.
Thank you.
I didn't do much, did I? I just stood here and asked questions.
Enjoy that, yeah?
Take microphone.